So today we are talking about going from being a victim to being a visionary. As an actor, a lot of times we carry these dreams in our hearts, but we also carry visions um, of that is baggage in our brains. And if we don't deal with that emotional clutter and mental clutter of victimhood and imposter syndrome and self sabotage, we are never going to get to our true power. And I know a lot about that. And so I want to talk about that today because this past week I was encountering some actor friends of mine who have been, on the struggle bus for a long time. And most of it has been because they see themselves as victims. And so you can't move forward as a creative when you see that you're a victim, because everywhere you look, that mirror that you have put in front of you is the victim mirror. So whether it is you blaming the industry, Hollywood doesn't want people like me, blah, 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 blah. Does that sound familiar? Because I hear it all the time. They don't want people like me, and I can't do anything in the industry. I'm not getting any jobs. But are you submitting? Do you have a strategy? You're waiting on permission from an agent, or I'm waiting for that callback, or I'm waiting for someone to discover me, or instead of creating your own opportunity, put something out there, do something for yourself. Well, so and so is doing this, but I didn't get to do this. Well, what strategy are they following? What are they doing? Are you doing something similar? Did you come up with something to move your vehicle forward? What are you doing? Also seeps into your craft. You're making excuses that you don't have time to take classes. You can't do the rehearsals because you don't have time, you don't have the money, you're not working on your skill set, you're not making improvements, you're not making improvements of what you want, you're stuck in a rut, you're not learning how to use your smartphone, you're not learning how to get on on AI stuff like Chat GPT or Perplexity, things that can help move your career forward. You're just like in stuck zone and making excuses, or you're blaming everybody else for why you're not doing it. You're playing small. That's another thing that victim mentality will show up as, is playing small. You talk yourself out of auditions, you talk yourself out of opportunities because you don't believe you are ready. Um, and there might be legitimacy in that. There might be, not every opportunity is for you, but what opportunities are for you that you don't take advantage of? If you have a friend who says, hey, I want to give you this role, they already know what you can do. So for you to turn that down, that's you playing small. No, I'm not ready, I can't do that. Step up, challenge yourself. Another way we victimize ourselves is by ignoring feedback. We take the critique as a personal attack instead of looking at it and dissecting it and go, okay, what about what they just gave me will really help me? What is it? They gave me these notes. So of these notes, what can I use? In 12-step programs, they always say, take what you can use and leave the rest. So out of those critiques that you get, is there stuff that you can take that really speaks to you, that you can now make changes and help yourself? It is really important not to negate all the feedback, but to, is this true? Does this resonate? Not look at the feedback and go, oh my God, they said I was this and now I'm a terrible person. No, look at it. How can you grow from it? What is it? Is there truth to it? Sometimes you got haters giving you feedback that, and you can see it in their notes. Well, that's not mine, so I'm not going to take that. But if there is something that can be of service to you, to take that in, not to make it, you don't want the feedback to keep you paralyzed. You don't want the feedback to keep you from being your best self. As someone who's always taking classes, always, doing stuff, I'm always trying something new. At the beginning of anything, when you're learning it, it's painful. Can I tell you, it is painful because you don't know any of it. So it's like all of it is like, oh my God, what is this? How do I do this? This is really crazy. But the thing about learning is that after a couple of weeks or a couple of times, you start to get the hang of it. And then once you get it in your system, in your body, in your DNA, then you feel accomplished. So um taking those opportunities to go, okay, I'm going to try that. Another thing that keeps you victimized is that you avoid responsibility. You're not tracking your auditions. You're not following up. You're not doing any kind of reflection work on your self tape. You're not looking back at that self tape and going, "How could I have done that better? What can I do the next time?" Does that look like a professional self tape? Be honest. Uh, um, really audit that self tape and go, okay, I see why I didn't get a call back for that. Okay, next time, this is what I'm going to do. You know, early on, before self tapes, when I was going out there and auditioning, after the audition, I would always think of, oh man, I could have done this. Oh, I could have done that. Well, what I learned to do was when I finished the audition and then I could have done that, to go, okay, what can I do for the next time? So one of the things that I've implemented for myself is, okay, I did that. What can I learn? Next time I do it, I'm gonna use that. You don't want to condemn yourself. The Bible has this thing about God never condemns us, he convicts us. Conviction is different. Conviction is a wake-up call. It's like, hey, you did that. Don't do that again. Let's go. Condemnation is when somebody says, oh, you're terrible, you did that, and they never want to let you off the hook. Well, we do that to ourselves in our mind, where we will not let ourselves off the hook. We will not forgive ourselves for some stupid thing we may have done, put our foot in our mouth, or showed up and maybe we were inappropriately dressed. Whatever the thing is. But yet we use that thing and we will beat ourselves down because we did that thing 27 years ago. We're still coming back to that thing. And I'm saying to you, let it go. Forgive yourself, let it go. The other thing that we do that keeps us victimized is that we stay in the drama of things. We gossip about people, we complain about people, we stay in toxic relationships. We have to, going back to taking responsibility. If I have a friend that I'm always complaining about, then I have to look at that friendship. Why am I in that friendship? Why am I continue to hang out with this person when all I do is complain about them? What is that? What maybe I'm in the wrong, or maybe that relationship just doesn't work for me. So either I correct the stuff within that relationship, or I say, I got to move out of this. Years ago, I'll just share this. Years ago, I was feeling taken advantage of by certain friends and family members. So I made a list of all these people that I was feeling like they would come to me and take, but they were never giving anything to me. So I called each and every person and I said, hey, listen, I just want to let you know that our relationship is in danger of being shut down. I love you. I think very highly of you, but you always call me when you got a complaint, when you got a problem. You always call me when you need something, but you never call me to check on me. You never call me to share your wins, anything good that's happening. I'm like the dumpster. You just dump on me. You just put, and I said, so I'm giving you this notice like the bank does. When you are overdrawn too many times, they send you a note to let you know that your account is in danger. And if you do it again, you're going to get shut down. And so that's what I did. I let them know, hey, you are in danger of this relationship being cut off. So if I am important to you, then you may want to rethink stuff. And this is what I need. And I would be very specific about what I needed from that relationship. And I gave them 60 days to clean it up. Now, you might think, oh my God, that is so mean. But you were you were born for something amazing. And as actors, we have to um, save our energy. We have to be very specific about what we do when we do our work. We want to make the hottest choices. We want to be able to come on set or get on a self tape and really deliver our work. And I feel like that in life. Like if I'm not being of service to somebody, that might not be where I need to have my energy going. I need to be a good steward over my energy. Gossiping about people is not making me a good steward. Complaining about people is not making me a good steward. Staying in toxic relationship is not being a good steward over my life, over my career, over my relationships. It just is not in my best interest. And I want to move, I want to live my best life. And as an actor, you should be thinking about how to live your best life. So I just want to put that out there to go, to reconsider how you are showing up with friendships, how you are showing up with your work, how you are showing up with your business. You look, do a do a an audit on yourself. If you feel like you're being victimized all the time, take note. Why do I feel like I'm being victimized? What is it that's going on in me that I feel like I'm being taken advantage of? Did I open the door? I remember having a boyfriend say to me one time, well, you taught me how to treat you. And that changed my life because I was like, you are right. I did show you how to treat me, and I want to be treated different. So now we are moving in a different way. If you can't make the adjustment, I understand, but I want to be treated differently. So that really helped me. It helped me to get out of dramas. I started giving myself a mantra. My drama goes to the stage. I get paid for my drama. I do not take my drama where I am not getting paid for it. So it just, I hope this helps you. Another way we stay feeling and treating ourselves like victims, because nobody can make you feel like a victim but you. And another way we do that is by being passive in networking. We don't like to network, so we don't network. We stay with those two people, and that's it. Mm-mm. This is a business where you have to network. This is a business where it's important for you to connect with people, build relationships, not be passive, not be on the sidelines. You are an actor, so you must be active. And the other thing that keeps you in victim mode is when you are living in the past. You didn't let go of that bad audition or that bad manager or that bad project that you did, and you keep dragging that baggage with you. You keep acting like it happened yesterday. No, it didn't happen yesterday. It's one thing to use the past as an example to share with people how you got over, but it is not good, it is not healthy, it is not beneficial to you to keep opening up that wound of something bad that happened to you in the past. Well, that person was so horrible, and when you're doing that, you're back in that space, and you're tearing the scab off, and now it's a new wound again. So I want to give you some thoughts for you to start to shift your mindset. And hopefully, you can start using this as mental protein shakes, so to speak, and sip on it daily. So, number one is I am responsible for my career and my growth. I am responsible for my career, my growth. Number two, I create, I don't wait. What can you create for yourself today? What can you start creating to put yourself out there in a different way than you have been? Number three, every no sharpens me for a yes. Every no sharpens me for a yes. Woo, I love that. Instead of they said no, it's like they said no, but I'm coming back because it's going to be a yes, 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 yes. Number four, comparison is a thief. I'm not a thief. I am running my own race. Comparison is a thief. I am not a thief. I am running my own race. Five, my craft is my power. I train because I love it. My craft is my power. I train because I love it, not fire. That's a big reframe so that when you get feedback, don't let it burn you up, but let it ignite you to move, to go, to say, okay, all right, I accept the challenge. I'm moving forward when that feedback is appropriate. You got to be able to know if they're giving you feedback that will help you or if they're trying to drown you. We're not going to have that. We're not going to let anybody drown us. We're not going to let anybody diminish our light. We're going to take that feedback and use it as fuel to ignite us, to move our train. Number seven, my story matters. My voice matters. I matter. As an actor, you've got to carry that with you every day. My story matters. My voice matters. I matter. It doesn't mean you bulldoze everybody, but that you can stay in your center. I can sit at a table with everybody, listen to them, and also contribute. So that we learn how to not overshadow people, but to share, to step forward, to do what we have been born to do. Be artists, be out in the world, let people know who we are. Number eight is this is a good one. Networking is relationship building, not begging. Networking is relationship building, not begging. I network to build relationships. I am not a beggar for anything or anybody at any time. Number nine, I am allowed to evolve and I am allowed to restart. We are continually growing. If we're paying attention and we're taking stuff in, we are growing. If we're stagnant, we can't grow. How can you restart when you haven't moved? You can't restart a car if you didn't first turn it on to see if it was working. You got to restart it. It's like, okay, I turned it on, the gas is not coming up right. Let me turn it off and turn it back on. So sometimes we have to restart. So I am allowed to evolve. I am allowed to restart. And if you are around people who are not allowing you to grow or helping you to restart, rethink those relationships. Move them out the way. You want to be around people who celebrate you, not tolerate you. And for most of us, when we are in victim mentality mode, we we attract people who tolerate us, who berate us, who make us feel bad about ourselves. Don't attract that anymore. Attract people who celebrate you, who see your value, who see your worth. You gotta start changing how you show up, changing your environment. If it means you got to move out of that neighborhood and move to another neighborhood, then that's what you got to do. um and I'll say one thing about this. I've had a lot of friends over the years, and I've had a lot of friends who have become very successful quickly. And one of the things that I would see early on, was that when they got to a certain place, they actually pruned a lot of friendships. They got rid of a lot of friendships. Um, and and sometimes I was somebody that they got rid of, and it used to hurt my feelings. Like, now they're making, now they're making movies and they're doing this and they're not including me, and they're now I'm not important to them. And what I have learned over the years, through maturity, through my growth, is that they were taking care of themselves. For whatever reason, they needed to let go of certain relationships. There is nothing wrong with that. um as you grow, as you develop, your what you want changes. You're going in different directions. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with the other person. It's just you're going in a they may be in Kansas and you're going down to Florida. There, you're just taking different courses, different. We're all on our own journey. Sometimes we meet people and we come alongside of them for a period of time, and then we separate and go our own ways. So just be aware of what's around you. And there are friends that you have forever. You guys grow together, you evolve together, you develop together, and it's wonderful. I just want you to start paying attention to, are you walking as a victim actor or artist, or are you walking as a visionary actor or artist? How are you walking and doing your stuff? Number 10, I walk like I belong because I do. And that is important. I walk like I belong because I do. And you have to say that to yourself as an actor, as an artist. I walk because I belong, because I belong. I walk like I belong because I do. It is so important for you to stand in your place of belonging. I belong here. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. God gave me these gifts to be an actor, to be an artist, and that's what I'm going to do. So now that I've given you some mantras and some things to say to yourself, some affirmations to say to yourself, I want to give you a few action steps to walk in success, to walk in power, to empower yourself, to go from feeling powerless to powerful, with some of these steps that you can do daily. So the first one is, get a journal and write every day for 5 minutes. Reflect on a win or one lesson and one intention. So you for 5 minutes you're going to write down one win you had that day, one lesson you learned that day. Because if you are evolving, if you're moving, you have learned a lesson. You've learned something. And then one intention. What is it that you want? What do you want to do? I'd like to call it the champion check-in. You're a champion. You're not a victim. You're a victor, which makes you a champion. So let's write down our win for the day, our lesson for the day, and our intention for the day. And that should take you like 5 minutes. Not going to take long. You could do it right before you go to bed at night. Keep a journal, a little book. I buy books all the time. I actually have a journal for actors that you could purchase if you go to my website, actingsmarternow.com. Number 2, create an actor action calendar. Block 30 minutes daily for something that pushes your career forward, be it writing, researching, submitting your your picture and resume, or practicing or rehearsing. Um, I will share. Um, I have the Acting Smarter planner for actors, and I actually have some calendars, 30-day calendars for doing things, but you can write it down, and there's a lot of things you can be doing in that planner. I have it as a book, a physical book, and I also have it as a digital. And you can purchase that as well on actingsmarternow.com. So it's actingsmarternow.com. So, or just get a book where you're writing stuff. Number three, record a 60-second monologue weekly. Find a little monologue, one paragraph that you can work on that week and do it. And then, work on it, memorize it, get it in your body and do it. Then get on your smartphone and record yourself. And then you can also use that as content for your social media to let people know how you roll as an actor. um, but it what it does is it builds up your confidence and it adds to your catalog of work. We're always, the industry always wants current footage on you. So if you are a working actor, you should have an area where you do your self tapes, where you have that ready to go, and you want to you can shoot in that spot. Just record that monologue and then put it up, so when industry is looking for you and they want to see what you can do, you have a couple of monologues that you can share with them. Things that sell your brand. Don't just do a monologue to do a monologue, but pick monologues that really nail what it is that you sell. Number four, this is so fabulous. Build a who I am brag sheet. Write out your past wins, your training, your stories of resilience, and keep it close so you can revisit it weekly, especially those times when you're feeling deflated. You're feeling like, oh man, I'm not doing it. And sometimes we don't realize that we're doing things. We don't realize we're moving, and then we get into that routine of going, well, what am I doing? I'm not doing anything. But if you have a who I am brag sheet that you can write down, remember at the beginning I said to write down your win, your lesson, and your intention. You can take that win and put it under your brag sheet. So at the end of the week, you have 7 wins that you can brag on. I memorized this monologue. I shot it. I posted it. Those are 3 wins right there. I got feedback from casting directors that they really liked that. Now that's 5 wins that you can put on your brag sheet. Um, Number 5 is audit your circle of people. Who are the vampires in your circle? Who are the supporters in your circle? Who are your cheerleaders in your circle? Do an audit. Who are the people that you align with in your circle? And sometimes who are the people that you've outgrown in your circles? Because you might have to uh, prune some people. It's like having a garden. Every season you gotta prune, you gotta get rid of uh things in the garden that are not beneficial anymore. And you don't have to do what I do, which was call people out and let them know they were getting pruned. But you can just, you get busy, life is happening, you move on. Number 6, keep track of every audition, every win, and every lesson. So, again, I refer to you to the Acting Smarter Planner, which has a place for you to write down your auditions, your callbacks, who you met with, what day. You take a selfie, you put that picture in your planner, and I have the book and I have the digital. And that is really helpful because sometimes you may get an audition, but you get an audition and then you don't get the call back for another month. And if you're lucky, you have other things that's going on. So when that callback comes up, you forgot what it is, or you got rid of the self tape and now you can't remember. But if you have a book that you can put everything in it, it really does make a difference to keep it in one place. And that's why I created the Acting Smarter planner, so that you can write your auditions, your meetings with your agents and managers, because sometimes you forget. They tell you to do things, you write it down, and then you go forget. You can go back to that paper, and you can go back to that book and go, oh, my agent wanted me to give them 10 headshots of me posing as a nurse, or blah blah blah, whatever it is. But you have it in one book. It's also has a budget for the month, so you can see what you're spending, you can see what your income is, you can see what unexpected expenses come up. It's really a fabulous book. I worked hard on that. It has saved me many many times. Number 7 is to keep to set a monthly challenge. Reach out to 3 new casting directors every month. Shoot a scene with a friend, whatever, just set challenges for yourself to keep you moving, to keep you growing, to keep you active. And that really does help your career. Instead of sitting and waiting and feeling like a victim, these are things you can start doing to empower you, to remind you that you are a champion. Number 8, uh, 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 write down those affirmations that you can speak to yourself every day, so that it may sound silly, but your unconscious is receiving it. The Bible talks about faith comes by hearing. Well, you can have negative faith. Faith is not negative or positive. So you can have faith for something fabulous, or you can have faith for doom and gloom. What are you having faith for? And it tells us it comes by hearing. So what are you hearing? If I'm doing affirmations and I'm doing mirror work and I'm talking to myself in the mirror and I'm saying, you're a victor, not a victim. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. You can all do all things. If I'm talking like that to myself daily, looking at myself, that stuff is going to feed me. It's going to empower me. So you want to have empowering affirmations that you can do for yourself daily while you're getting ready for the day. When you're in front of the mirror, either putting on your makeup, or shaving, or whatever you do in front of the mirror, use that time to do your affirmations. Number 9, uh, this I got from um, Anthony Robbins. Anthony Robbins was huge in my life early on, because he really gave me tools to get me out of that victim mentality and to get into a powerful state. So I would encourage you to do a power hour. Do a power hour of maybe workout physically. Read. You could do 20 one of the things that he always recommended, which I do, is the 20 20 20. So for 20 minutes, it is I do vocal exercises for 20, and I just started that back because of the most fabulous teacher, Denise Woods. For 20 minutes, I will read something. I try to read 3 to 5 books a month, and I just started that in the last year, because I had stopped reading, which is not good. You got to read, you got to put stuff in. And then the last 20 minutes, I go through either a physical workout, or I go do a walk. You could do yoga, you could walk, you could do Pilates, you could do boxing, do some kind of physical exercise. So you want to stimulate your body, you want to stimulate your mind, and you want to stimulate your emotions. Get yourself going in the positive. Get those endorphins going. And that really does help a lot. The last thing I want to say is to give yourself grace daily. um, you're gonna fall, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna have obstacles. you're going to fall short sometimes, but the key thing is not to spiral, right? When you make a mistake or you mess up with something, or you're in a funk, reflect. Okay, why am I feeling this way? What can I do for myself? What, and then reset. Okay, you know what? And this is something that helped me as well. Some days you don't feel at your best, right? Or some days, no matter what you do, it seems like it's not working out. And so what I started doing, talking about extending grace to myself on those days where it was like, oh my God, the computer's not working, the printer's not working, I can't get a hold of the bank people, blah, blah, blah. And then I would just go, okay, today is a me day. I am going to go for a walk. I am going to go refill my well. I'm going to go do an artist day like Julie Cameron talks about. I'm going to do something to reset myself today. And I'm going to extend grace to myself. Instead of being hard on myself or instead of freaking out, I am going to extend grace. What can I do? Can I reward myself today? Maybe it's a reward day. Maybe I need to, how I extend grace is to reward myself with something fabulous. Doesn't have to cost anything or cost much, but I'm extending grace to myself. Sometimes I just go and I pray and I forgive myself for whatever I did that I'm feeling bad about. I forgive myself, I forgive the person, I forgive the situation, and then I move on. So I want you to start seeing yourself as a champion actor, not a victim actor. And you're the only one who can do that for yourself. I've given you a bunch of stuff that you can do, but you are the only one who can get it done. Don't procrastinate. Don't stay in that place of being paralyzed. Move, do something, get out there, do. If you feel like, oh, my life is over, my career is over, start looking at some work that you've done that empowers you again. Sometimes me looking at old work of mine reminds me, oh my God, I got it. I might be looking at something, or I might be reading something I wrote. I go, oh, I'm good. I'm good. Reminding ourselves of our greatness, of our value. It is so important. So I hope this makes a difference for you. I would also suggest maybe you get into a community that will support you. I'm in a lot of communities. Let me just tell you, I'm in a lot of communities that I get so much value from. I just get so much value from those communities. They help me so much. So maybe you need to get into a community. I have a community that I'm starting called the Acting Smarter Circle, and that will start in September. It will go from September to December for actors to help you uh, get your career together, to help you strengthen your your mindset, to just be in a safe environment and to get the tools you need to move your career further and get it out there. The other thing I want to say is you don't have to join my community. Maybe there's another community that you can pick. But if you are interested in my community, we got the wait list going, so you can go to actingsmarternow.com, and when you get on the website, a pop-up will show up, and that's where you can join the wait list. Also, there's some fabulous communities. I actually was in one of my communities this morning with Chris Doe, D-O, who is amazing, who I love so much. And he really does help creative entrepreneurs. So if you are, you're a creative entrepreneur, you're the CEO of your business, you're trying to figure things out, he really does do some great stuff. He is amazing. He just helps out so much with making sure that you have the right tools. Another group that I belong to for entrepreneurs that I love these groups. I love these people who lead them. Well, actually, I'll share two more. One is David Shanz's morning meetup. He has a podcast called Social Proof with Donnie Wiggins, and she has a fantastic community that I'm part of called Actionable CEO. And I love those groups. And there's one more. So I'm going to share this one more with you. The last one, I'm in a podcast group. I've been podcasting for a long time. I'm doing videos for a long time to help actors. But being in this particular group, which is my 7-figure podcast, um, they, because everybody is doing it, I get so many new ideas and I get updated information, and it helps me all the time. So I would say to you, get out of that victim mentality, get into a group, start empowering yourself, find a community of people that you want to be like. You want to punch up, you want to punch up above your weight class. If you're hanging out with actors who are all struggling and they can't book a job, they don't know what's going on, you got to find another group. I mean, it's not that you don't, you're still not friends, but you got to find a group that they're helping you up. When you get in the plane, they always say, in case of an emergency, put your mask on first. So you got to put your mask on first. That's another way that we get victimized and that we victimize ourselves, is because we are not putting our mask on first. We're helping everybody else. We're being the doormat to everybody. We're doing everything for everybody, but we have not taken care of ourselves. So you got to hydrate. You got to eat well. You got to sleep well. You've got to take your walks or do your exercises. It is incumbent upon you. This is your life. It's the only life you got. Stop wasting time. Get to the finish line. Get to where you want to go. It is all available to you, no matter how crazy the goal may seem. Everything is available to you. There's a way to figure it out. So again, if you need resources for your acting career, please visit me at actingsmarternow.com. You can also go to my YouTube channel, Lydia Nicole Live, and there's a lot of resources there to help you. And if you need organization, you can get my book, Acting Smarter Planner. Or if you feel like you need to be in an acting community to support you, to help you grow, you can come and join us at the Acting Smarter Circle. And again, you can find me at actingsmarternow.com. And if you were interested in any of the groups that I shared with you that I belong to, DM me and I'll be happy to give you the information. You have a most amazing day. I look forward to talking to you soon.